Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of the OnePlus 10R. By the way, I've already posted a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I've talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video as well, link will be in the description. With that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone would be its performance. This phone sports Dimensity 8100 Max processor with Mali G610 MC6 GPU. This is an octa-core processor with 4 Cortex-A78 cores clocked at 2.85 GHz and 4 Cortex-A55 cores clocked at 2 GHz. It also has up to 12 GB of LPDDR5 RAM and up to 256 GB of UFS 3.1 storage. These are the benchmark scores. Purely in terms of performance, we really have other phones in this price segment, but OnePlus offers its own set of combinations. Now the next best thing about this phone would be its super fast charging speeds. This phone comes with a massive 5000 mAh battery, supports fast charging, and also comes with an 80 watt SuperVOOC charger. And as you can expect, charging speeds are incredibly fast. Now the next best thing about this phone would be its display. This phone comes with a massive 6.7 inch Full HD Plus Fluid OLED display with 120Hz screen refresh rate. It has HDR10 Plus support, and it's also protected by Corning Gorilla Glass. For the price, it's definitely one of the best looking displays out there. Next, this phone also comes with dual stereo speakers. Here's a quick audio preview. Speakers are pretty loud. It's great for media consumption, whether it's for watching videos or even playing games. You'll definitely appreciate the dual speaker audio system. Next best thing about this phone would be its cameras. On the rear, this phone comes with a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX766 sensor with optical image stabilization. For selfies, we get a 16 megapixel camera with f2.4 aperture. These are some sample shots. Next, we also get a pretty impressive ultra-wide-angle camera with this phone. This phone has an 8 megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera with 119.7 degree field of view with f2.2 aperture. These are some sample shots. Next, we also got an in-display fingerprint scanner on this phone. As for performance, it is super fast. It almost instantly unlocks the phone. Well, the technology might not be new, but recently most of the phones in this price segment are coming with a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. So an in-display fingerprint scanner is definitely appreciated. Next, we also got the face unlock feature on this phone, and that works really well. In good lighting conditions and even in low lighting conditions, face unlock works really well. It almost instantly unlocks the phone. Surprisingly, even in complete darkness, face unlock works really well. At max, it takes about a second to unlock the phone, but most of the time it unlocks the phone within a second. Going on next, we have a dedicated 50 megapixel mode. Now even though this phone comes with a 50 megapixel primary camera, by default it compresses the image using pixel binning. So for some reason, if you want to take a 50 megapixel picture, you need to use this mode. Next we have live captions. Now this is a popular feature that you can find on almost all the latest Android phones, and once you enable this feature, whenever you're watching a video, you can see live captions directly on the screen. It's not related to the app, it directly converts the audio to text. It's a pretty cool feature. Next, we also have NFC on this phone, and you can enable it or disable it directly from the toggles or from the settings. Next we have dual view. Now this feature allows us to use both the front and rear cameras at the same time, and we also got different layouts with it. You can switch between the front and rear cameras positions and the shapes as well. You can check out more with the sample footage. Next, I'm going to show you how you can change the default apps on this phone. Now this isn't a feature, it's just like a quick tip from where you can change your default apps. So from this location you can change your default browser or default SMS application. Going on next, we also have the always on display feature on this phone. Now once you enable this feature, this is how your phone looks once you turn off the phone or just lock the phone. Now this is the default theme that we get, but from settings, you can actually customize this always on display. you can change the clock style, add in a bit of color, and do other customizations. Next, we can also hide applications on this phone. Well, this is the process that you need to follow to hide applications, but do remember, all these apps are just hidden in this particular launcher. If you install a different launcher or switch to a different launcher, you can still see all those applications. And you can also find if these applications are installed or not directly from the Play Store. So this particular feature can hide apps, but only from amateurs. If there is an expert snooping around your phone, then they can find those hidden applications. Next, we have this interesting feature called Nearby Charging Stations. Now, just like the name suggests, this feature allows you to find the nearest charging stations. Whether it's a mall, airport, or any public places, if there's a OnePlus charging station nearby, you can find it using this feature. Next, we have a new personalization section. Now, this isn't any new feature, it's just a single place where OnePlus put all the features related to customizations in a single place. From here, you can change the theme, accent colors, icon styles, and do everything that you can related to customization. Going on next, we can also record video in 4K resolution at 30 fps and 60 fps using the rear camera. Now going on next, this phone also has support for portrait mode for both front and rear cameras. These are some sample shots. Next we have NIGHTSCAPE. Now this is a dedicated night mode in the default camera application that allows you to take better pictures even in low lighting conditions. These are some sample pictures. Next, this phone also supports slow motion video recording. Next, we also have some new navigation gestures. But before that, we have the regular navigation bar with the back, home and recent buttons. From settings, you can set the long press action for the back button to open split screen mode, which can be pretty handy if you use the split screen mode a lot. Now back to the new gestures. Once you enable them, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs, and you can swipe from the left side or right side to go back a step, and you can quickly switch between the current application and the previous applications by swiping left or right on the bottom of the screen. We can also trigger Google Assistant by swiping diagonally from the bottom left or bottom right corner. Going on next, we can also change the display refresh rate on this phone. This phone has a display with 120Hz refresh rate. From this setting, you can go back to the regular 60Hz refresh rate. Personally, I'd suggest you to keep it at the maximum refresh rate. Next, we have portrait mode for video recording. And just like the name suggests, we can record video with a background blur effect. Next, we have a new feature called Work-Life Balance. It's an automation feature that will allow you to restrict notifications from applications based on time and location. You have two modes, work mode and life mode, and you can choose applications part of work mode and life mode, and when you're in a particular mode, you'll only get notifications from those applications. Let's say you're in the work mode, then you'll get notifications only from those work applications. Next, we have a new clock style called Insight, which gives you real-time information of your usage pattern, like number of times you have unlocked your phone or how long you have used your phone in every session. It's a cool feature to track your usage. Next, we have some screen off gestures. First one would be double tap to wake. Now once you enable this feature, as the name suggests, you can just double tap the screen to wake it up. If you're already using face unlock feature on this phone, you can just double tap the screen to wake it up, then your front camera will see your face, and then it will immediately unlock the phone. Overall, it gives you a very immersive experience. Next, we have music controls. Now once you enable this feature, you can draw less than or greater than symbols when the screen is off to play the previous or next songs, and then draw two parallel lines to play or pause music. Next, you can draw an O to open the camera application. You can draw a V to toggle the torch. We can also assign new screen off gestures for different characters like S, M, W, and so on. Next we have Zen mode. You can access it from the notification toggles, and once you enable this feature, it will literally not allow you to do anything for the next 20 minutes. Even if you restart your phone in those 20 minutes, it still takes you to the Zen mode. If you want to meditate for some time or put your phone down for some time, just give this a try. Next we have a screen recorder built into the phone. Whether you want to just record your screen for a random purpose or for a tutorial, or if you want to record your game, then you can do all that from your phone with a built-in feature. You can access it from the toggles. You can also change the resolution, bitrate, you can even change the audio source and set video orientation. Next, we can also change the horizon light colors. So every time you get a notification, your phone lights up, and from these settings, you can change the color of this light. Next, we have digital well-being. Now this is a feature from Google which simply tracks all your usage on your phone and gives you a complete analysis of which applications you are using a lot or which applications receive the most notifications. Now using this feature, you can also limit your usage, which is pretty great. Next, we have wind down. Now this is also from Google and it's part of digital well-being, and it allows you to sleep faster at night. You can basically schedule it to automatically turn on the grayscale mode and do not disturb mode at a specific time and basically hint you to go to bed. Next we have flip to mute. Now once you enable this feature, you can just flip your phone to mute an incoming call. Next we have 3-finger screenshot. Now before I show you how to use that, let me show you how to take a screenshot on this phone. Just press the volume down and power button both at the same time and your phone will take a screenshot. For some reason, if that's a bit difficult for you, you also have this 3-finger screenshot gesture. Once you enable it, you can just swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. This is definitely my favorite way to take a screenshot. Next we have long screenshot. Let's say you want to take a long screenshot of this web page. Then this is what you need to do. First, take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the 3-finger screenshot gesture. Once you do that, you'll see a preview, and now click on the button that says expanded screenshot. Once you do that, your phone will automatically scroll through the page, and at the end, it will give you a long screenshot. Next, we have some quick launch shortcuts for the fingerprint scanner. Once you enable this feature, in the lock screen, you can touch and hold the fingerprint scanner. Even after the phone unlocks, just keep holding it and you will see some quick shortcuts. Now you can swipe your finger left or right to switch between these applications and release the finger to open that particular application. You can also swipe down to close the application. Now from these settings, you can save your quick shortcuts. Next we have fingerprint animations. Now right out of the box, this is the default animation that we get whenever we use the fingerprint. Besides that, we have a total of 3 animations: Cosmos, Wave and Stripes, and you can use the one based on your preference. By the way guys, fingerprint scanner on this one is super fast, so most of the time you won't even see the animation completely. Next we have gaming mode. Now this feature gives you tons of options, like it gives you the option to answer calls via speaker, block all banner notifications and all the notifications in general, disable auto brightness. It can even boost the network for a lag-free experience. It also has some advanced features like game display enhancement and haptic feedback enhancement. Next we have parallel apps. Now this feature allows you to use 2 instances of the same application. Let's say if you want to use 2 Facebook accounts, 2 Instagram accounts or 2 WhatsApp accounts on the same phone, then this feature will allow you to do that. Usually social media applications like Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp support this feature, but OnePlus has also added few additional apps like Paytm, Uber and many more. Next we have reading mode. Now reading mode on this phone is pretty unique. Once you enable this feature, your phone will automatically adjust the screen color temperature and make the display much more comfortable to read. You can either turn it on manually or schedule it to automatically turn on for few specific applications, say like Amazon Kindle or Google's Playbooks. It can also block peak notifications or heads-up notifications, which can be quite annoying, especially while reading. Now going on next, OnePlus also offers us 3 different themes. First we have colorful, which changes the notification area depending upon the wallpaper, and the settings page looks a bit more colorful. Next we have light, where everything has a light background. And the final one is black, which is my favorite one, which changes the background to completely black or dark. Dark mode in specific looks cooler, helps you save some battery, and strains your eyes less at night. For all the 3 themes, you can also change the accent colors. You can either select a color or even give a color code. Next we have some launcher based gestures. If you are using the stock launcher from OnePlus, you have some cool gestures and you can tweak them from the launcher settings.
On your home screen, you can do a swipe down gesture to pull down the notification bar. You can double tap in an empty area to put the phone to sleep. And finally, you can do a swipe up gesture to open the app drawer. Next, we can also switch audio output device on this phone. It's a very unique feature on an Android phone, and personally, I love it. Let's say a Bluetooth headset is connected to your phone and you're watching a video. Now, if you want to hear the audio from the speakers instead of disconnecting the Bluetooth, you can change the audio output device by using the volume buttons. Next, we have App Locker built into the phone. If you have any applications that hold sensitive information, like net banking applications or payment-based apps like Paytm, Google Pay or PhonePe, you can lock all those applications using this feature. It's a nice feature, but has very limited options. If you're an advanced user, I'll suggest you to use a third-party application. Next, we have Schedule On and Off. Now, this feature allows you to automatically turn on your phone and even turn it off at a specific time on a specific day. You can configure all that from these settings. So guys, these are all the best features. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video. If you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.